Vladimir Putin is in Chechnya to rally military support as Russia struggles to fend Ukraine's incursion in Kursk.
Rescue teams deploy an underwater robot to help search for 6 missing passengers after a yacht sunk off the coast of Sicily. The Porte de la Chapelle neighborhood underwent a transformation as a result of the Olympics, but some fear it may not last.
The European Commission has proposed imposing a 9% import tariff on Tesla's EVs made in China.
Ukraine is discussing the supply of new air defense systems with its partners. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced this in his nightly address. It comes after he urged Ukraine's allies to lift restrictions on the use of long-range weapons. He says that as a result, troops would not have to physically enter the Kursk region.
Обговорили сьогодні роботу з партнерами щодо ППО нових систем для України. Ми готуємо посилення. Була доповідь головкома Сирського. Фронт. Оборона на Покровському, Торецькому напрямках. Важка ситуація, але хлопці роблять все, щоб знищувати окупанта.
The Ukrainian army ordered residents of Pokrovsk to evacuate within 2 weeks as Russian soldiers are advancing towards the strategic node. Every day, roughly 500 to 600 people leave the city, but over 50,000 still remain in the risk area. Evacuations are also still ongoing in Russia's Kursk region. Local authorities confirm 122,000 citizens left from 9 border regions since the start of the incursion. There are currently 179 temporary accommodation centers spread over 27 regions.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has made a surprise visit to Chechnya, a mainly Muslim republic in the Russian Federation. The Kremlin leader is rallying military support as his forces face a stunning cross-border incursion by Ukraine in the Kursk region.
Спасибо, что нашли время приехать. Мы 13 лет ждали вас, но и я знаю, что у вас большие вопросы, которые вы ручным режиме управляете, и в том числе и наша республика. Хочу доложиться, что
Putin met Chechen special forces that are training to potentially take part in the conflict. The Chechen leader said on Telegram that more than 47,000 fighters, including volunteers, have been training at the special military academy since the full invasion of Ukraine began. Fighters from Chechnya, whose bid for independence after the Soviet Union's collapse led to years of war with Russia, are already participating on both sides of the conflict in Ukraine.
Ukraine's parliament approved a ban on religious groups tied to Moscow. One church in Ukraine has become a target as it historically has been tied to the Russian Orthodox Church.
Ми ніколи не забороняли жодну українську церкву. Ми заборонили зв'язок з російською так званою церквою, з російською армією, з ФСБ і з Путіним.
The Ukrainian Orthodox Church, or UOC, insists it is independent from Moscow.
Українська православна церква є незалежною і самоврядною в своєму управлінні і не підкоряється ніяким центрам не всередині України, тобто якимось іншим центрам, окрім Київської митрополії.
But the Ukrainian government claims the UOC remains tied to the Russian Church, who called the Russian invasion into Ukraine a holy war.
З огляду на те, що патріарх Кирил благословив убивство українців і знищення української державності, взагалі важко уявити, як можна толерувати діяльність цієї організації на території нашої країни, яка страждає від цієї війни.
The bill, voted in favor by 265 MPs, requires Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's signature, which is expected.
The rescue team, looking for 6 missing people after their luxury yacht sunk off the coast of Sicily, have deployed a remote-controlled underwater vehicle to assist with their search. The missing passengers are believed to be trapped in the hull of the Bayesian, which is a British-flagged superyacht. The ship lies at a depth of 50 meters. That's about 10 meters deeper than what recreational divers are certified for. As a result, each diver can go down for no longer than 12-minute shifts. The Italian Fire and Rescue Service said its divers managed to gain access to the inside of the wreck, but that obstacles and tight spaces add a layer of difficulty to the search. Italian civil protection officials believe the water conditions could have led to a water spout as the result of a sudden storm. 15 people survived and 1 body was found close to the wreck, who was confirmed to be Chef Ricaldo Thomas. Among the missing passengers are tech tycoon Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter, as well as chairman of Morgan Stanley, Jonathan Bloomer.
Police in Bosnia and Herzegovina say 3 staff members have died after a man opened fire at a high school in the northwest of the country. The alleged perpetrator is believed to be a janitor at the institution. Officials say he's in hospital after trying to commit suicide following the shooting and that investigations are underway. Bosnian schools are still closed for the summer holidays.
For years, the Porte de la Chapelle neighborhood in northern Paris has been associated with higher crime and poverty rates than the rest of the capital. But with the Paris Olympics, the city has launched an ambitious urban renewal plan and heightened police security to transform the area. Like this 8,000-seat arena, the only one built within the city for the Games, which hosted badminton and rhythmic gymnastics. And this main avenue leading towards the city's Rig Road was re-landscaped with added trees and bicycle lanes.
Il y a des dalles au sol très belles ainsi que tout un aménagement paysager magnifique. Là, ça a vraiment changé la vie. Avant, on avait beaucoup de difficultés pour s'y promener avec les arbres. Il y avait 2 stations-service qui ont été lancées. Donc maintenant, c'est le jour et la nuit. C'est vraiment magnifique.
But residents and business owners like this one are still worried that the harsh reality will settle back in after the Paralympic Games come to an end in September.
Ça a tellement bien marché, la présence policière. J'espère qu'ils vont la maintenir, pas en grand nombre, mais qu'elle soit maintenue. Mais j'ai peur qu'elle ne le soit pas. Maintenant, les JO, ça a boosté, ce qui est normal, mais c'était normal l'image de la France, c'est magnifique. Mais ce n'est pas à nous qu'on a pensé en priorité, on a pensé aux JO.
Until recently, the area was known for its crack hill, where up to 300 addicts gathered every day in 2020. Multiple migrant camps also bordered the road. Some NGOs accuse the city of social cleansing for having evicted and relocated up to 5,200 people, including migrants, drug users, and sex workers outside of the capital before the Games. An accusation the local authorities firmly deny.
Quelle est la réponse? Laisser les choses en l'état, en statu quo? Non, la misère et la souffrance, il faut la traiter. Il faut faire en sorte que ces populations soient accompagnées par des structures adaptées, mais aussi dans le cadre d'une transformation urbaine. Les deux vont de pair. Donc il n'y a pas de nettoyage social, il y a une évolution de la ville et on ne laisse personne dans cette évolution au bord de la route.
For the worried residents, the deputy mayor of the neighborhood insists they will not be left behind.
Aujourd'hui, les habitants n'ont pas à avoir une crainte puisque les structures que l'on a mises en place, ce sont des structures permanentes.
A university campus is currently under construction for 2025 to welcome more than 4,000 students in the Porte de la Chapelle area in a continued attempt to attract more people to the neighborhood. Sofia Katsenkova reporting from Paris for Euronews.
Hungary celebrated its largest firework display in Budapest, but rains meant the St. Stephen's Day celebrations were off to a slow start. Incorrectly forecasted rains led to delays. Hundreds of thousands of attendees dotted the Danube River to watch the event. The colourful explosion of firecrackers, lasers and drones turned into a story by narration. Although many considered the spectacle unforgettable, others thought the money could have been better spent elsewhere.
Hát igen, lehetett volna a kórházak klimatizációjára például költeni ezt a pénzt, és lehet, hogy ki lehetett volna ezt a tűzijátékot nem 15 milliárdból, hanem 5-ből hozni, de mindegy.
Event organisers say a record number of pyrotechnic products, as well as a bigger viewing area, made the Hungarian holiday special.
Az eső és az egyórás csúszás miatt is kevesebben voltak a pesti alsórakparton, mint a megszokott. Viszont abban a legtöbb megkérdezett egyetértett, hogy gyönyörű volt a tűzijáték, csak talán nem ennyiért kellett volna megtartani. Siposegyi Zoltán, Euronews Budapest.
The European Commission has decided to only impose a 9% tariff on Chinese-made Tesla electric vehicles imported into the EU. This is significantly less than the original 20.8% tariff Brussels proposed in July, which was aimed at levelling out the domestic electric vehicle industry that favoured Chinese products due to generous Beijing subsidies. Tesla's specific tariffs were handed down once the US-based company, headed up by Elon Musk, requested an individual assessment. According to the European Commission's decision, it believes that Beijing's, quote, unfair subsidies afforded to Chinese companies do not totally extend to Tesla's EVs. The EU also revised duties on other Chinese car makers, such as Geely and BYD. But many heavy tariffs remain for China's EV manufacturers, with the Chinese Chamber of Commerce to the EU blasting the decision for being, quote, protectionist. If approved by member states, the tariffs would last for 5 years.